Sports have the power of unite people, break barriers, and create equal opportunities. Inclusion in sports means making sure every person, regardless of ability, can participate, feel valued, and be part of the team. Inclusive sports are not just a right, they are a tool for social change. People with disabilities, sports improve physical health, confidence, and emotional well being. They also challenge stereotypes and show that talent, effort, and passion exist in many different forms. Inclusion also means enjoying sports as entertainment. People with disabilities attend games, celebrate their favorite teams, and share the excitement with friends and family. Accessible stadiums, adapted seating, and inclusive fan experience make it possible for everyone to feel the joy and energy of the game. In schools and communities, inclusive sports teach teamwork, empathy, and respect. They help create accessible environments where everyone learns together and grows together. To make inclusion a reality, communities, coaches, and institutions must work together, adapting spaces, offering training, and supporting diverse talent. And this was just the beginning. Inclusion in sports is a broad and powerful topic, and there is so much more to explore. We will dive deeper into three key areas that shape a more equal and accessible sports world. Each of these conversations matters because when everyone has the chance to play, enjoy, and belong in sports, we don't just create better athletes, we create stronger and more inclusive communities.
So, sports is not just competition, it's a tool for equality. But that only happens when the doors are open for everyone. Let's talk about people with different abilities. The first steps toward inclusion in sports began in 1948 when Dr. Ludwig Guttmann organized the Stoke Medville Games in England, a tournament for the war veterans with spinal cord injuries. That event, small but historic, became what we know as the Paralympic Games, officially established in Rome 1916. Today, the Paralympics are organized by the International Olympic Committee, and they exist to provide real opportunities for thousands of athletes to showcase their talent no matter their condition. And looking at the more local example, in Mexico, there are facilities like the Mexican Paralympic Center in Mexico City, opened in 1997, a space designed specifically for athletes with visual, motor, intellectual, or different disabilities. And it's important to remember this. Inclusion is not a favor, it's a right. Yes, inequalities still exist for this group of athletes, but more and more programs, initiatives, and opportunities continue to grow, so that regardless of our difference, we can become a more united, aware, and fair community, because sports has helped the world and society come together. And with your support, and by keeping the pursuit of equality alive, we can hope that one day these opportunities in sports and in life will be truly equal for everyone, regardless of their condition, race, or gender. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us and the world will live as one.
The inclusion of women and girls in sports is crucial for their development and empowerment. Women's and girls' participation in sports has been historically limited, but it's essential for their physical, emotional, and social development. Through history, women have faced barriers to accessing sports. From being banned from the Olympics to fighting for equal opportunities, women have had to overcome obstacles to access sports. The inclusion of women and girls in sports has benefits for their health, education, and personal development. Participating in sports can improve women's and girls' health, self esteem, and social skills, and promote gender equality. There are programs and organizations working to promote women's and girls' inclusion in sports. Organizations like FIFA, IOC, and others work to promote gender equality and inclusion of women and girls in sports. We must continue working to make the inclusion of women and girls in sports a reality for all.
Now, let's talk about a group that often gets overlooked in sports conversations: marginalized communities. We're talking about people who live in low income neighborhoods, rural areas, indigenous communities, and migrants who rarely have access to safe spaces, quality equipment, or formal programs. For many of them, sports isn't just a hobby, it's one of the few tools they have for social mobility, community building, and staying away from violence. When a kid grows up without access to a field, a coach, or even the possibility of joining a team, we're not just excluding them from a game, we're excluding them from opportunities. That's why inclusive initiatives matter. Community based leagues, free school programs, mobile sport units, and partnerships that bring sports directly into vulnerable areas. When you open the field to everyone, you don't just create athletes, you create safer communities, healthier families, and real chances for change. When we talk about inclusion in sports, we're really talking about equality in everyday life. Sport is one of the few places where people from different backgrounds can meet on the same field with the same rules and the same chance to grow. And in a country like Mexico, where social gaps are big, that matters more than ever. Including people with disabilities reminds us that talent exists everywhere. It's society that creates barriers. When Mexico supports adaptive sports, we move from a mindset of limitation to one of dignity and rights. Including women and girls is equally essential. In Mexico, they still face stereotypes. We still face less visibility and fewer resources. But when girls play, they gain confidence, health, leadership, and safety. It's not just about sports, it's about building stronger futures. And for marginalized communities, rural areas, indigenous people, low income neighborhoods, access to sport can literally change life trajectories. A safe space to play is often the difference between belonging and exclusion, opportunity and risk. Put together, all these forms of inclusion shows us the same truth. Sport is a tool for social transformation. If Mexico wants healthier communities, safer streets, and more opportunities, we need to open the field for everyone. Because when inclusion becomes the rule, sports become more than just a game. It becomes a path to a better country. Thanks everyone for watching. We hope you liked the video. Please subscribe and leave a comment down below.